For the last time in 2017, it's the panel brought to you by Sport Chek. Tom Gazzola with Bob Stauffer and Jack Michaels from the Oilers Radio Network. Guys, coming out of the Christmas break, the Oilers go into Winnipeg. They play what was a highly entertaining game, but if you're the coaching staff and Tom McClellan in particular, what are you thinking coming out of that 4-3 loss in Winnipeg?
Deja vu all over again for the Edmonton Oilers in games coming out of breaks. Their big men had challenges getting their speed going, and their defense, not that this has been a reoccurring theme because they've played pretty well of late, but their defense really struggled with the puck. The Jets got the forecheck. The Oilers fought the ice, I thought, a bit during the course of that game as well. Pucks were hopping and bouncing. End result, they got outplayed, and it's the first time we've seen Edmonton get outplayed as badly as they were last night in Winnipeg in a while.
Bob brings up the defense, and all of a sudden, Jack, there's a logjam on D. Could we see some changes, do you think, heading into this game against the Hawks?
Well, Oscar Klefbom is going to be ready to go against Chicago, and I think that means someone has to come out for the Edmonton Oilers, and I think the natural, progression is a guy maybe like Brandon Davidson, who had a costly turnover in the loss to Winnipeg. He's played very well for the Edmonton Oilers, but someone has to come out. This is a good problem for Todd McClellan to have, and Brandon Davidson is not always going to be the odd man out. My guess is that he'd come out unless someone got banged up last night. It was not an overall great night for the defense. I think there does need to be shoring up. I think Andre Sekera is still finding his game. I don't think he was necessarily helped by that break at all as he continues to build rhythm coming off the injury. But Edmonton is now starting to get healthy on the back end. That means depth, and that means good players potentially being the odd men out. One big man who was going in Winnipeg was Jesse Puljujärvi. He's now got 7 goals in 20 games. I thought he was a real bright spot with 7 shots on net the other night against the Jets.
All right, you want to add to that? Yeah, go ahead.
Just back to the defense. I mean, we look at Adam Larsson. There's a guy you think you can rely on every night, and Adam would be the first guy to tell you last night. I mean, as much as Davidson struggled and was involved directly in a couple goals, and one was a misread because I think he thought he had support when he stepped up and made the hit on the 3-2 goal. Adam Larsson really fought the puck a bit and got beat on some plays down low. That's atypical. I expect a bounce-back performance from him. The Oilers also can, because Klefbom's coming off of an injury from IR, the Oilers can also apply what's known as non-roster waivers in order to make the room. So traditionally you would think, well, wait a sec here, they got to make a move today if they're going to activate somebody for tomorrow's game. But because Klefbom's coming off IR, they can apply the non-roster waivers. So we might see some action tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
All right, Bob, thank you for the clarification. All right, 2 big games before the calendar year ends. A big 4-game homestand for the team. What's got to change against the Hawks? And then we get the rematch against the Jets on New Year's Eve.
I don't think much has to change. I think Edmonton will be right back to the team they were before the break. I don't think the Christmas break did Edmonton any favors. When you've won 4 in a row, you just want to play and play and play. There's a good vibe around this team right now. I think the Jets is a one-off where they had to shake out the legs, and I think they were quite frankly tired. I think travel played a role in that Winnipeg game in the sense that coming off a break, the team that has to travel infinitely more challenges than the team that's sitting at home. I think the energy will be back against a Hawks team that not only will be playing the second of a back-to-back, but won't have who's been their best player by far this year, and that's Corey Crawford.
Stoff, anything?
Well, how about this for a stat? Brent Seabrook, Duncan Keith. This is a Team Canada pairing on the back end. 1 combined goal this season between the two of them. You talked about it. Corey Crawford has helped dress that team up. They've got some challenges depth-wise on defense. They don't have depth scoring. Guys like Panik have yet to deliver. The Oilers have got to capitalize on a tired team in the second of back-to-back without their number 1 goaltender.
All right, Oilers looking to get back into the win column Friday night against the Chicago Blackhawks. Jack and Bob, as always, have the call for you on 6:30. Chet, I got you covered right here on EdmontonOilers.com.